So in the last 24 hours since Raven Johnson has been drafted, there has been a couple of meltdowns. And like it is all about the wave off. It is all about the wave off. The situation on social media has been crazy. It has been absolutely crazy. If you guys don't remember the wave off, where Caitlin Clark decided, nah, I'm just not going to defend Raven Johnson. She looks at her and just goes, nah, just waves her off. And Raven Johnson continues dribbling the ball and passes it. So, that situation, obviously, it is, and I cannot stress this enough. Raven Johnson does not hold Caitlin Clark personally responsible for this. Raven Johnson does not hate Caitlin Clark, nor does Caitlin Clark hate Raven Johnson. I cannot stress this enough. Raven Johnson and Caitlin Clark do not hate each other. Can we stop this narrative right now? However, what we don't know yet is with the whole Caitlin Clark Raven Johnson situation is that you are already seeing so many people on social media just going at each other. Already, because Fever fans are not happy with signing another point guard, are being painted in the public as being racist. Like, you have genuinely got a you've got this narrative, and the problem is that this narrative becomes really difficult for the team to overcome. Why is it? Because it is a lot easier said than done to delete all social media. I'm sorry, like, the Indiana Fever making decisions that have now suddenly are going to turn Indiana Fever into just a whole bunch of racists again. What's going to happen the first time Raven Johnson misses a big shot? People are going to go at her on social media, just like they will when everyone misses a big shot. Let's be completely honest. But those fucking South Carolina fans are going to go mad. And all of a sudden, the narrative is just going to be there in the public, and it's going to be talking about our Indiana Fever fans race towards Raven Johnson because if she's stinking it up, they might call her a scrub. And she's going to have good games and bad games. People are going to go at you on social media, and I don't know. I hope Raven Johnson's able to deal with it. Like, she's literally said the social media after that wave-off situation nearly made her quit basketball. It's not going to get easier playing with the Indiana Fever. And I understand as a basketball player why the Indiana Fever brought Raven Johnson in. I actually do understand that. But the Indiana Fever need a lot of size. The Indiana Fever also need some wing athleticism long term. And Nell Angloma was right there to take. If you guys haven't seen what Nell Angloma is doing to pros in France, I'm telling you guys. Like, Nell Angloma is somebody that when it's all said and done, if they're the best player in this draft, I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if Nell's the best player in this draft. She was right there to be taken. And you've now got a situation where all of this is just, it's a situation, it's reopening a can of worms that you would have hoped was gone. That you would have hoped had just ended. And it was starting to end. But like, now we're at a stage where it's like, you didn't even draft the best player, and you've started all this stuff again. And look, I'm sorry, like, I like Raven Johnson as a player. I think Raven Johnson's a WNBA level player. You have taken a player with the 10th pick who's going to be a third stringer. Like, that matters too. You have taken somebody with the 10th pick in the draft who is going to be a third stringer, who is going to be a situational player. And not only that, again, her one big, quote unquote, her biggest moment of her basketball career is your superstar waving her off. And I'm not saying there's a bad relationship between Raven Johnson and Caitlin Clark. In fact, I think Caitlin Clark would genuinely be happy when it comes down to it, with playing with Caitlin Clark and vice versa. Caitlin Clark would be happy with playing with Raven Johnson because Raven Johnson is this lockdown defender. She's an absolute dog on the defensive end. And by the way, people are like, oh, Lexi Hull needs a replacement. She's way better. She is a way, way, way better defender than Lexi Hull. They're not even in the same stratosphere. She's a way better defender than Lexi Hull. But I don't know what position she plays. Does she play the 3 with the Fever? I don't know. Does she play the 3? I don't even know what position she plays for Indiana. So it becomes really, really tricky then to see where she fits in. And I don't know how many minutes she plays. Maybe they're prepping for life after Kelsey Mitchell. Fuck it. Maybe they're prepping for life after Caitlin Clark. Probably life after Kelsey Mitchell. And you know what? If she develops her 3 ball, she could be a Mario Chalmers type point guard beside Caitlin Clark, which could help. Which could help if you want to play Caitlin as a kind of combo guard. I guess you need a Mario Chalmers type player or a Drew Holiday type player. And now, honestly, it's making a little bit more sense. I cut off the end part of this video when you're looking at what the Lexi Hull contract was. There's no way the Indiana Fever are going to afford Lexi Hull in 3 years' time. It's just not. Lexi Hull is a 6 point per game player who is a streaky shooter, isn't as good a defender as Raven Johnson, and costs $800K. So maybe that is their thought process. Maybe that's their thought process. That it is easier to draft a player to come in and replace Lexi Hull and maybe get rid of Lexi Hull via trade or just not pick her up. And look, I'm not going to lie. Considering the fact that I do believe her to be at least an equivalent player to Lexi Hull, this makes absolutely so much sense what the Fever have done right now. It makes sense that the Indiana Fever have decided to go with Raven Johnson, because if it is going to cost you $800K to keep Lexi Hull, then okay. Use that draft a player that's at worst case scenario going to be ready there for when Lexi Hull's there. Gone. Sophie signing for cheaper. I'll talk a little more about that in another video. But I have to say, it makes a lot of sense, you know. It makes a lot of sense what they've done now. A lockdown defender who doesn't play offense costing $800K. Yeah, I guess it makes perfect sense what the Indiana Fever front office have done, and I almost take back what they have said, but I will say this, the fit for Raven Johnson this year, I don't think Raven Johnson's going to be much of a help this year. I really don't see her being that much of a help this year. I think this is more for a 1 to 2 years, in 1 to 2 years, is more of one of these ones where it's okay, we're making this, we're making this deal for 1 to 2 years. But anyway, see you guys.